Hello YouTubers, I'm Parvez, and in this video I'm going to show you that how you can work with Django Pagination. So before starting our main topic, if you're beginner to Django or if you're new to Django, I have a complete 4 hours training on Django basics. So you can just check the video description. I have added the link to the video description. Now particularly in this video we are going to talk about the pagination in Django. So you can see we have just a simple pagination that we have 4 pages and we have 2 posts per page. So you can see I can click on the next, and this is page 2 of 4. Click on the next, page 3 of 4, and click on the next, we have a page 4 of 4, and you can go previews 3 of 4 and for example 2 of 4 and also 1 of 4. So like this we are going to just create a simple pagination, and there are 2 ways that you can create pagination. So if you're using function based view, there is a different method that you can use, and if you're using, for example, class based view, we have a different method. So I will show you the both way. Now let's get started, and I'm going to just create my project in Django. Okay guys, now I have created some codes, I have created some for example my project in here, and also my app, because I don't want that the video should be longer. So first I have created a project that's called my project, and after that I have created an app that's called my app, and also I've created a templates of folder, and I have added 2 HTML. So the first one is index.html and pagination.html. Right now I don't have anything in here. This is just 2 HTML files, and also in my settings.py I have in my installed apps I have added my app, and also in my templates I have added my in the dirs I have added the templates, because if you don't do this there will be error. So now we have done this. After this we are going to just let me just in here do python manage.py, and I'm going to do migrate. Okay, now it is completed. Now after this I'm going to just open my first let me just create my view function. So I'm going to open my views.py, and in here I'm going to just create a div index, and I'm going to just return my HTML in here. So return render request, and this my HTML name is index.html. okay, now after this I'm going to just create urls.py in my app. So urls.py for URL routing, and in my main urls.py that I have in my project structure I'm going to just add that. So let me just import include like this, and now in the path I want to include my that URL. So first let me write my app name and urls.urls. So after this now I'm going to just copy this and paste this in my app URL, and I don't need this admin, and I don't need this include. Let me just remove this include, and this is my index page, and in here first I need to import. So from dot views I'm going to import index like this, and in here I'm going to just say index. Okay, now let me just run my server, and in here so python manage.py run server. Okay, now if I go to localhost 8000, so you can see I have just an empty index.html. So okay, now we have done our basic function, setup for our project. Now we are going to we need to create. First, I'm going to create an admin admin panel. So let me just create a new session and cd my project python manage.py and create super user, because I will add some posts manually from the admin section. So the username is, I'm going to leave it blank, and the password, let me just give it like this, and it's a numeric, no problem. Okay, now super user created, and after this I'm going to just open my models.py. We need to first create a model because okay, so I'm going to just create a model at name of post. So models dot model. Okay, let me just pause the video and write my model because I don't want the video should be long. Okay guys, now this is my simple model. I have a class post model, and the class post I have in my model, I have title, it's a character field, and the max length is 100. I have author, so it's also a char field, and the max length is 100. And I have a body, so it's a models.text field, and I have a publish, it is a models.datetime field, and the default is timezone.now. And make sure that you have imported from django.utils import timezone. Now after creating your model, now we are going to just run first I'm going to run make migration. So python manage.py make migrations, and after the make migrations, I'm going to, you can see now I have create model post, and now python manage.py migrate. Okay, now it's completed, and now I need to register this post model in my admin.py. So because I want to access to this post from that main panel, so from Django, from Django, not from dot models, import post, and in here I'm going to just admin.site.register our post model like this. Okay, and after this, now let me just check my admin. So admin, let me write my username and my password like this, and log in to my admin panel. So I have just post my post model in here. So now I need to add some posts in here. So for example, you can click on the add post, and you can give, for example, Java vs Python, and you can add the author name in here, and you can just add the body. So let me just add like this body. So I don't want to change the date time field, and let me just click on save. So I have my first post. Let me just add some more posts. Okay, now I have added just some 4 posts for my in here. So after this, we are going to open our index.html, and we want to retrieve this data. The first of all, you need to just click on views.py, and in here we need to access retrieve these data from our database. So let me just first create a post list, and you can just simply write post dot objects dot all, and we want to get our all posts from our database. and we need to import this. So from dot models import post. Okay, now after this, let me just send my this post list to the my index.html. So let me posts and post list. Okay, so after this I'm going to just open my index. Sorry, I need to okay, now after this I'm going to just open my index.html. Also an important issue that I'm using Bootstrap, so let me just copy the CDN link of the Bootstrap, so Bootstrap CDN from here. Let me just copy this, and I want to paste this in the head like this. Okay, and after copying of this, now in the body, so the first thing I'm going to just create a div class. I call it is a Bootstrap class, so it is Jumbotron. Jumbotron like this. Okay, now in the Jumbotron class we are going to just write our for loop. We want to iterate on our posts, so for post and posts, and we are going to just end our for loop, so end for. Okay, now after this let me just create an h1 class. This is for retrieving my title, so it is display for class, and now I want to just display post dot title. Okay, so now if I check my, let me refresh my page. We have invalid syntax in our, okay, so I need to just run this again because I have invalid syntax. So let me just create a new session, cd my project, and python manage.py run server. Okay, now let me just see. Now you can see I have my title, so 4 titles for the 4 posts. Now also I want to just retrieve my all data. So after this I'm going to just the publish date, so I'm going to write published, and it is post.publish, so post.publish, and by, so by the author, so post.author like this. Okay, and after this I'm going to just create an my body, so post.body. And because for example, if you have for example 500 or 600 or 1000 character of post, you want to, if you want to truncate that, you can use truncate words. So you can use truncate words, and for example I want to print the 30 words. Also you can add or line breaks like this. Okay, and also let me just add an HR class in here, so it is a line for every post, so it is my for. Okay, now let me just check this, that I have received all the data. Okay, now you can see that I have all the posts in here. I have my title, I have the date, author, and also the body, and it's truncated to 30 words. Now you can see right now my all 4 posts are in this one page. I want that for every page I want just 2 posts. So 2 posts for my one page, and also this 2 posts for another page. Now and here we are going to use pagination in Django. Now I'm going to just open my views.py, and I want to write my pagination in this section. So this is a function based view pagination, and I will show you the class based also. So now in here, the first thing I need to import in here the paginator, and after that I'm going to start my coding. So from django.core.paginator I'm going to import paginator. Also I'm going to import empty page and the page not integer. So after this, now I need to create a paginator in here, the paginator object, and I am going to add my post list in here, my posts that I have retrieved. And after that I'm going to specify, for example, I want 2 posts for every page. So in here you can specify that I want the 2 posts for every page. And after this, let me just create a page, and I'm going to just use request.get and I'm going to just write page. Okay, now after this I'm going to just create a try and except, so because I want to check in here. So posts paginator dot page, and I want to pass the page in here. And after that I want to just check that if my page is not an integer, I want to deliver the first page. So except posts, also let me just make this posts, and I'm going to just copy this and paste this in here, and I want to write 1 in here. So if the page is not an integer, I want to just deliver the first page in this section. And after this I'm going to just check that if for example, if my page is empty or if my page is out of range, I want to deliver the last page of the results. So for this, let me just create another except. So except okay, so in here I need to write except page not an integer. So, and in this section I'm going to write except empty page, and I'm going to just copy this and paste it in here. And in this section I need to deliver the last page of the result. So I'm going to just get the paginator dot num underscore page like this. Okay, now we need to bring some change to our render. So this time we need to send this our page in here. So the first one is page and also we need to send this posts this time. Let me add the posts in here like this. Okay, and after this now we have done this. Now we are going to just open our pagination.html. Now we need to write the HTML code for the pagination. So let me just remove this HTML, or you can write in the body. Let me just remove this. Now the first thing, I'm going to use the bootstrap, so I'm going to use a nav aria label, and this is a class of bootstrap navigation example, page navigation example. It should be correct. So now I'm going to just create a UL class, and this UL class name is Pagination. And after this, we need to create an li class, and this is a page item. And in here we are going to check that if page dot has previews, let me just end my if in here. Okay, now if this is the case, we are going to write our previews page. So we are going to write, let me just create an A class for the design, and let me write page link like this, and I want to give an href. So now in here we need to add our page dot previews page number. We are going to just add our number to the browser URL. So page dot previews underscore page underscore number, like this. And let me just close this, and I'm going to just write previews in here. And so this was my previews, and if now in here, if this is my page number, in here I'm going to just create another li class. I call it page item, so let me just make this li class out of my first li. Okay, and here I'm going to just create an A class. So A class, and this is page link, and I'm going to write page, and I want to get the page dot number, so page dot number, and I want to write off page dot paginator dot num pages. So in here I'm going to just get my page number from the number of pages that I have, and I will display that in the screen. So now this was our previews. Now for the next, let me just copy this li class and paste it in here. And for the next, you need to just do the same, and except you need to change this to has next, like this. And also we need to change this to page dot next page number. Okay, now this was the simple design for our pagination, and we have used some bootstrap classes. Now in your index.html you need to include this pagination. So I'm going to just open my index.html, and I want to include this at so I want to include in my you can use you can do this out of div class. Let me just do out of this class include this. So include, and this is pagination.html, and we are going to just do page to posts. And this page is related to the page that we have sent in here. So you can see page, and this is our posts. Okay, now if I refresh my page, and let me just refresh this. Okay, so now you can see that I have page 1 of 2, and if I click on the previews, so I have problem in here. Let me just check. It is in my pagination.html. So next page. So first let me change this to next. And let me just refresh it again. So if I click on next, so I don't have the previews. Let me just check that where is the problem. So guys, I think I have forgot to add an equal sign in here, so let me just add in here, and also I need to add in this section. So now if I check my page, so let me just see this. So not working. Let me just check it again. Okay guys, so I think I have a space in here, and I need to remove this the 2 space from the page, and also let me just remove the space in the section, and let me check that if it's working. So let me just refresh my page, and now if I click on the next, yeah, you can see now I have page 2. This is my page 2, and you can see previews. If I click on previews, I have page 1 of 2, and if I click on the next, page 2 of 2. So you can add more pages like this. Now this was using if you're using function-based views. So you can see we have a lot of codes, but if you use class-based view, you don't need to add all of these codes. So now let me just show you the class-based view. So first I'm going to just comment this. Like this. Okay, now the first thing you need to import from Django .core .generics. So I have forgot that what was the import. So yeah, it says Django.views.generic imports. We are going to just import list view. So list view, and after this I'm going to just create a class because we are using a class-based view. So in here we need to create a class, and we call it I'm going to just call it post list, and it extends from the list view. Now in here you can just simply, first you need to create a QuerySet. So my QuerySet is post.objects.all. I want to get my all objects, and after this you need to add your context object name, so it is posts, and also you need to give paginated by. So you want to I want that for every page I want 2 posts like this, and also you need to give your template name. So my template name is index.html. okay, so just like this, for four line of codes we have in here. Now after this you need to just bring change to urls.py, and let me just comment this, and this time I want to import a post list, and in this section I want to add the post list. So post list dot as view, and let me just remove this index from here. And also you need to bring some change to your index.html. So let me just open this in here, because Django list view generic passes the selected page in a variable that's called page obj. So we need to bring change to this. So let me just add in here, and this time we are going to change this to page obj like this. Okay, so you can remove this. Let me just remove this in here, and now I'm going to just check. So let me just run it again. Okay, now you can see I have the same result, but this time I'm using class based view. So you can see this way is so simple, so easy, and you can see we don't have much codes. So we have just 4 line of codes, and in here you can see we have more than codes. So thank you guys. If you have any question, please let me know, and I will add source code to the video description. And for the further videos, please subscribe to my channel, and also like and share the video.